Hey, Chandler here. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. In this video, I'm just gonna talk. So, you might be a creator out there, an entrepreneur, looking on YouTube for solutions, ways to enhance your life, maybe enhance your business, maybe get out there and really change your life, whether it's attracting more money into your life, attracting better relationships, or maybe better health. Now, I would say for the majority of my life, I have achieved a lot of things that I've wanted to achieve, playing college soccer, just doing things, right? Starting a business, building it to 6 figures in less than 2 years. I've gone out there into the world and I've tried some things. Just got my chiropractic graduate degree. And so when I want something, I chase after it. And maybe you're someone with desires and a will to do something big with your life, like myself. And a lot of times when we're, working towards those things, we can get in our heads a lot, if you know what I'm saying. Because for me, I feel like a lot of times in my life, I've been in my head a lot about things, right? Even just to film this video, I was like, why am I even filming this video? Like, what's the point, right? Like, who's gonna watch it? Like, I'm gonna sound stupid, like I'm walking in public here in San Diego and like, oh, maybe some people that I know are gonna see me walking, filming this video, right? All these thoughts come up in your head and they take you away from the essence of why it is that you wanna do something, your desire, right? And it all starts with a desire. So if you have a desire, that's all that you need. You don't need any fancy equipment, tools, whatever to just get going, right? But what you need to do, and this is something that's taken me a long time to figure out, is that in order to attract the life that you want to attract, you need to raise your vibration. And in order to raise your vibration, you need to drop your importance, or you need to drop your level of importance. Correction there. Drop your level of importance and detach yourself from the outcome, because if you're constantly thinking about the outcome or the goal or the desire, right, you create this friction or this vibration that ultimately repels or pushes away that thing that you ultimately want, right? And I've seen this just with dating, right? The dating world is the perfect example of this, right? You see a guy who's desperately trying to get that girl, and because of his desperation, he ends up walking home with no one at the end of the night. And that's just a simple, stupid example, but the same is true for life, for business, for success, for wealth. If you ultimately want any of those things, you need to drop your resistance or detach yourself from the outcome and just be present, be in the moment. What would it feel like, right? Tap into those emotions. What would it feel like to, let's say you want to make $1 million. Okay, now imagine yourself, close your eyes and try the best that you can. Fake it till you make it. Try the best that you can to close your eyes and feel like, what does $1 million feel like? How would you act differently? How would you feel different, right? What are the things that you would do if you had $1 million? How would you impact people? How would you talk to people? How would you interact on a day-to-day basis with people differently if you had that money? Now, if you had $1 million, for instance, would you be nervous or worried about saying certain things? Would you be worried about filming a stupid little YouTube video like I'm doing here? Would you be worried about writing a blog article with a very strong opinion about something? No, of course not. You wouldn't worry about these little things because that's not a millionaire mindset. A millionaire knows that they are worth something. They know their personal worth. They have self-confidence, and therefore they don't have to worry about the little things, right? They just do. And that is the whole purpose, right, of this entire video, which is to drop your resistance to it, right? And by doing so, you will attract more into your life than you ever could imagine. And just by being present and stepping into the moment and realizing that none of this really matters, right? If you can release the reality of it all mattering something, it'll help you in the long term. Now you might be wondering, Chandler, what can I start doing right now to make this shift, right? Because maybe you're feeling this desire to change, right? You're feeling this desire to put yourself out there, to do something big for yourself, change your life, and start taking action. Or maybe you've been taking action and you just keep hitting these mental blocks, or you keep finding yourself in these patterns of burnout, depression, jobs you hate, relationships you hate. Whatever it is, you have to accept where you're at first and foremost. If you are in massive debt, accept that you are in massive debt and be like, oh man, as hard as this is, what a pleasure it is to be in this state right now. What a pleasure it is to have this debt. What a pleasure it is to have this challenge that I'm going through right now. And what you'll notice is, oh my God, you'll feel like, wow, like whatever problem you're going through, you literally you'll get these chills down your body. You'll be like, oh my God. By trying to push those feelings and those thoughts under the rug, right? By trying to be like, hey, they don't exist. What you do is you create more friction. You create more of this tension that keeps you from where you want to go. And in order to get to the next level and reach a higher state of consciousness, you have to accept where you're at right now and thank it. Be grateful for where you're at, right? Be grateful for these moments where you're in the trenches and you're not maybe as successful monetarily, right? Because what a lot of times you'll find out with millionaires, billionaires, they are no smarter than you, they are no happier than you, and a lot of times they can actually have a lot more problems, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, relationship issues. Like, whatever problems you're going through, money will amplify it. So you might see that these people who have lots of money might be in a place that is better than you. And yes, they have a lot more options than you in terms of what they can do with their money, what they can do with their time, because they have money, which allows them to make choices with this monetary world that we're in, right? Good afternoon, little runner. And so that's what you have to realize, is that when it comes to attracting new success, first and foremost, being in this place of acceptance and letting go of what you need to let go of. You need to shed and purge, right? And you can do this in many different ways. Plant medicine, you can do this through therapy, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The modality does not matter, but what matters is that you fully feel into this situation that you're in, feel into these past moments that you're in, fully accept them. And what helps me to really get past these feelings of insecurities, these past decisions that I've made that maybe have hurt people, that are putting baggage or weight on my back in my life, things that I do is I journal, right? By journaling these thoughts to whatever is coming to the surface, right? By journaling these feelings and these emotions, I'm able to just release, I'm able to shed. And by doing so, I feel so much lighter. I'm not carrying this emotional baggage and stress inside my body, right? That's why we have physical pain that manifests in our body from emotions, because that's what stress does, is it contracts, it stops our breathing, and ultimately creates stuck energy, which leads to fixation in our bodies. And that lack of movement, that lack of circulation leads to stress, inflammation, lack of blood flow, all these things that lead to increased pain, joint dysfunction, all these things to your health. But we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty details of all the health stuff here. But what I'm saying is first be an acceptance of where you're at, first and foremost. So write it out. Say, what a pleasure it is to be in this situation. What a pleasure for the problem that you might have. And just let it go. Rip that piece of paper, put it in the fire, and watch it burn. Step number 1. Step number 2 is start breathing and tapping in to your heart. Now, this is something that I have been going down the rabbit hole on for a while now, just through meditation and different kinds of practices and whatnot. But the thing that I will say has been the most impactful for me in terms of reducing stress, reducing anxiety, and overall heightening my level of consciousness to where I really just don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me. I can go around and just be myself. I feel so present in what I'm doing. I feel very passionate, and I feel that I'm on the right path. I don't have to worry about the future or worry about the past. I'm in a good place right now. And it wasn't always the case for me, right? And so if you're not in a good place right now, I just want to let you know that it's going to be all right, right? Everything's going to be good. And so first and foremost, accept it. Second, we need to get into our hearts, right? And the best way we can do this is simply breathe. Put your hands on your heart in a seated position, or lay on your back if you're more comfortable, and literally breathe in for 5 seconds and breathe out for 5 seconds. So it's like, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and keep going. Natural rhythms, natural rhythms. And what you'll kind of figure out in the first couple minutes, if you're not used to doing that, and you're unconsciously breathing these little shallow breaths throughout the day because you're stressed working your day job or whatever, you'll notice that it'll be a little uncomfortable at first, right? Because your body is conditioned to breathe in this way, this pattern. But what you're gonna notice is that once you start breathing in this longer inhale and exhale in a natural rhythm, you'll start to feel more at ease, more peace, right? Oh, I'm gonna cross over here. Hold on 1 second. And so, when you start relaxing into this state of what is known as heart coherence, right? It's when your heart is in alignment with your brain. And your heart has an electromagnetic field that is 5,000 times greater than that of the brain. And the brain actually is secondary to the heart. The heart communicates more information to the brain. So what does that tell us? It tells us that it actually does us little good to always be in our thinking brain and our rational brain and try to think through things all the time. It actually makes much more sense to focus in on our heart and quiet our minds, quiet our brain, right? It's just like a perfect example is a little kid. Does a little kid who's playing think about playing? No, he just plays. Hold on 1 second, I'm crossing this road right now. So, does a little kid think about playing? No, he just plays. And this is something as adults we forget, right? And so my version of that, and you can figure this out for yourself, is do something that puts you in a flow state. So that would be, I guess, the third step. Second step is tapping into your heart. and just breathing in for 5 and breathing out for 5. And just do that for 7 days in the morning right when you get up, and just release whatever you need to release. And I promise you, you'll notice immense changes from an internal state that will change your external state, because we are mirrors. So moving on to the third thing is finding something that puts you in that flow state. What is that for you? For me, it's surfing. So this morning, shout out to my boy Jake, we went surfing over in Cardiff, and we had a killer little surf session. It was like 4 to 5 foot, and not to go into the details of that surfing session, but you know, what surfing teaches us, or at least what it teaches me, is that you don't have to think. The more you think, the harder it is. What is the beauty of surfing is that it's one wave at a time. You're just paddling, and then eventually you catch a wave and you're riding that wave. But you're not thinking about anything else. And if you are thinking about other things, and you're so worried about catching waves, or what, oh my God, there's so many guys out here, and you know, they're all really, really strong guys out there in the waves, and you know, they're all really good surfers, and I don't know if I can surf with these guys, and you know, I don't know if I should be out here. This is a local spot only. I don't know if I should be out there. I'm not on the right board. It's kind of big, and I'm cold. My wetsuit's not the best. My surfboards, my fins aren't that great, right? You can start getting into these negative patterns in our head and try to think and think and think. But it's like, remember what it's like to be a kid. A kid doesn't think. He's just enjoying that present moment. You're in that flow state where time doesn't exist. The space-time illusion becomes this continuum, right? So, not to dive too deep into these metaphysical realms here, but when you enter that merging state, that void where time doesn't exist, what a beautiful state that is, right? And by entering this state, now I'm getting a little winded here, so I'm gonna have to end this video because walking and talking is not that easy. But what we end up seeing is that by doing these 3 things, right? By accepting where you're at, tapping into your heart, and doing something that brings you a sense of joy in that flow state, you'll start to be able to discern what is right for you, right? And now I'm just here walking, creating a YouTube video that I don't know if anyone's gonna see this video. Maybe a couple hundred people will see it, maybe a few thousand, maybe millions, right? It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that one single person watches this video and it changes their life, because that's my goal. That's my mission with this channel, is to create a video that changes one person's life. Why? Because when I was on YouTube in college, depressed, not liking what I was studying, I was watching guys like Casey Neistat, I was watching creators, I was watching other YouTubers out there on YouTube University, just sharing their insights, sharing their life, sharing what the possibilities of life are. And that gave me enough reassurance to drop out of school, start a business, travel around the world, and just start living my life in a way that made sense to me. But if I thought about it all day long and I kept contemplating about it in my room, I would have never done or achieved any of the things that I have in my life. I would have never ran a marathon. I would have never gone and played college soccer. I would have never started a business. I would have never met the people that I met. I would have never gone to chiropractic college. I would have never met my girlfriend, who both me and her, we resonate at the same frequency. We share the same things. We have a beautiful life together right now. I wouldn't have any of those things if I didn't take that first step and I didn't trust my heart. But if I led with my brain and I led with my thinking mind, I wouldn't have the life that I'm having right now. And so I'm sharing this with you because from the bottom of my heart, I want to let you know that you can always connect with me. You can always reach out if you need advice, if you need help, if you're struggling, whatever it is. Don't be shy, because I've been there. I've been in those feelings of like not knowing what the hell I'm gonna do with my life and having no purpose and all those things. And you know, it's not, we worry and we put so much stress, especially in the US, to figure it out and figure out what it is that we want to do with our life. What am I going to do for the rest of my life? Right? We stress so much about this. And we like, the issue with that is that it ends up taking us away from the present moment of enjoying our schooling. Like, enjoy your classes, enjoy your business that you're working on, enjoy the creative freelance work that you're doing. Like, enjoy that fucking process, seriously. Because I've spent way too many years of my life like worrying about shit and worrying about future outcomes and all these different things, right? And ultimately what I will say is, when it comes to any of this stuff, is it comes down to making a decision for yourself to basically just say, I'm done with that. You can literally in one instant make a choice to start living your dream life, whatever that is for you, and stop worrying about what everyone else is telling you to do around you. So in this moment, what you can do is literally do this for yourself, is write down, I'm choosing to let go of this and I'm choosing to step into this. And by choosing to step into your heart's desire, your life will begin to change just by choosing it, right? Everything is a perspective, and in this perspective, you are happy, you are abundant, you are wealthy, you are healthy, all the things that you want. So literally by just taking a step into that unknown, which is so hard for so many of us, and just focusing on that present moment, your life will just begin to change, and you can drop the resistance or the importance of that outcome. So I hope this video helped. I know it's going to resonate with some people. I could go on for days, but I'm going to stop here just because I feel like I could, wait for another future video as this train goes by. But drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you like this style where I'm just walking. I know it was annoying people in a past video where I was walking backwards like this and talking, so I switched it up and I'm walking forwards today. So I hope that helps. The lighting's a little bit better here. And also, before I go, I just want to let you know, in my description below, I do have a free heart coherence guided meditation hypnosis that I created for myself that I just wanted to share with you. Go and grab it. I think if there's one thing that has changed my life, it's ultimately like what I was telling you, is tapping into my heart by just breathing, meditating. And what this hypnosis provides you with is brainwave professional audio tracks that really put you in this frequency and this resonance of tapping into your heart much more quickly. And by doing so, you're going to have beautiful alignment, bliss, prosperity, and you'll affirm the life of your dreams by practicing it daily. So give it a go and have a great rest of your day. Peace.